Hey guys, welcome back to the third episode of Brick Wars. So you guys voted between Lego the Cauliflower Congaloo and the front. The winner is the front. The winner will be moving on to the final round of Brick Wars and he'll have a chance to win the Lego Spider-Man set. Today our guest judges are TaylorPlacePro and BrickMachines. TaylorPlacePro creates brick films and is very well known for the Base 327 series. BrickMachines creates fantastic Lego candy machines. The first entry into our contest is STEAMPUNK.
If I could get you into one of their blimps, could you bring it down?
Oh yes, of course.
And with no survivors?
I believe so.
Well, in that case, we have an agent in their ranks, which means I'll be able to get you onto one of their blimps.
Everything is going right on schedule.
Well then, let's go get those plans.
The movie STEAMPUNK from PritchardStudios looks like a really professional movie. It is like a short little trailer of a really long movie. I could watch like a 2-hour movie of this video because I really love the effects on the start with these purple and pink clouds there, and it just looks really dramatic to it, and I just love dramatic things. Also, I really like the lightning there where the people are speaking, and I think it looks just like, I don't know, it just looks good to it because if it looks like a little bit dark, and I don't know. Also, I really like the sound effects on this video because it was just fitting all perfectly, and also the steps when the figures or the Lego minifigures were like going. It also has a sound in it, and I just really like this. Also, the music makes it more emotional, like it makes it more funny, it makes it more dramatic, it makes it more, I don't know, it just makes it more emotional, and you got this on a point. I really like the realistic effects you did there, like over here. I just really love this because it is like more realistic then, and I just like these realistic things. Actually, I don't have any feedback to this video because I think it is just perfect how it is. I really think about some feedback, but I couldn't find anything, and I think this one is perfect.
The opening sequence for this film definitely sets up a great steampunk vibe throughout the film. I felt the brick film was slightly dark in portions of the video. You could have lit it up slightly, but overall this film was extremely well made.
Alright. STEAMPUNK by PritchardStudios. I'm sorry if I'm not saying that right. Wow, this is a really unique film. My favorite part of this film is probably the world that you've created. This really distinct, unique, steampunky world. And everything from the sound to the character design to the sets to the animation, it all contributes to make this really interesting world. It's like different from any other film that I've ever seen before, and this is a really unique brick film from any that I've seen before. It's really well done, and I could talk like for a long time about each of those separate things that I mentioned and how good they are. It was just really cool. It's really cinematic. I like the voice acting. It's just well put together all around. Like I said, the set design is really good, and the characters too, which you don't really see in a Lego film, but you have really cool, cool looking characters, just really creative characters, and the sound design is really well done too, and the music, which is done specially for this film, it all works together really well to make a really cool film. Now for the cons, so these aren't very serious things. So the first thing I noticed And this is a problem that a lot of Brick films have, and a lot of people run into, and I always try and watch out myself when I'm doing my own films. And that's the audio levels. There's a couple places where the music is kind of loud and you can't really hear what the characters are saying, and so I just watch out for that in future. Like I said, that's something that a lot of people have problems with, so yeah, just keep that in mind. Next, I don't know if this is just me, but I was a little confused with the story. I don't know, it starts out with the Black Coal Corporation, I think they're called, focusing on them, but then by the end it's focusing on the one guy with the Qui-Gon hair. And I don't know, I just wasn't really sure who are the good guys and who are the bad guys, and maybe that's what you were going for. And there were just a few little parts of the story that I was just a little unclear with. I'm not sure how you would fix that. Maybe I'm just stupid, maybe I'm an idiot. And the last thing is really nitpicky, but for a film which is so awesome visually, I might have chosen a different font for the subtitles than like pure white Franklin Gothic or whatever. That's just me. I'm sorry, it's a really good film.
The second entry into our contest is Perpetual Twilight.
Once upon a time, there was a small elven village. They had lived peacefully for a millennia. Basking in the sunlight, these elves were unlike many others. They needed the sun in order to stay immortal. But after all, you can't go forever without change. When it came time, who should bring it but those who loathed the sun more than anything? Vampires. Now let's follow along as the elven king Elendil realizes it's growing dark in his kingdom.
What have you done? You had one job. One. Now the vampires have the Sunstone. Do you realize what this means? Eternal darkness, now and forevermore.
The Elven Age is over, but darkness shall rule the land.
It is done. Within a fortnight, the sun will be eternally blacked out, and the filthy elves will be no more.
The movie Perpetual Twilight is a really cool movie, I think. Also, I think the lens flare over here is a really good thing because it makes it look so real, and I really like real things though, so I think it is perfect. Also, I do really like the focus on this video because it makes it look more focus in on the part you want to look like. Because if you're going to make a movie there in the park and there is a waterfall and some people speaking there, and if you're going to focusing on this waterfall, the people are only look at the waterfall. So I think you made it really good focusing, but sometimes I really don't want to say this, but sometimes I just don't know which minifigure is going to speak at the moment, because it is a little bit weird sometimes because I don't know which minifigure is speaking right now. But I think in case of the whole movie, I think it is a really, really good movie.
This is an extremely well-made fight scene. This film definitely has some interesting camera angles throughout the video.
Alright, Perpetual Twilight by JohnDthunDer. This is also a really unique film. And probably the thing I noticed the most was how stylized it was. I really enjoyed that. And for a Brick film, you know, not many Brick films have their own really distinctive style like this one does. And I think it goes without saying, but my favorite parts of the whole film was like all the scenes that took place in the vampire's castle, which I guess is like half the film. But I mean, just all the way the camera moves, and it's like constantly changing angles, and there's always like a cool whoosh effect in between each angle change. I just thought that was really cool. I love all the Dutch angles and all the like different weird camera angles you had in the vampire castle. Sometimes it's like not even showing the characters that are talking, and I thought that was pretty cool. And one thing I noticed, I don't know if this was intentional, but I thought it was pretty cool, but the scene where the elf jumps through the window into the vampire castle, I just love how the Dutch angle sort of straightens out, and it's kind of like it's saying, well, the good guys are here, don't have to worry anymore. like I said, I don't know if he meant to do that, but I just thought that was pretty cool. The cinematography in those scenes is also really good. I love the stained glass window. I love it, with the like organ in the foreground. And the fight scene at the end is fantastic. I've never seen a fight scene like that in any Brick film, mainly because of the style it had. Like, it's just constantly moving, everything's always moving. The vampire guy's like teleporting between places, and it's silent, which I think is really interesting, and a unique choice. And I just love like the shots of like the vampire silhouette just like flashing before your eyes. So even though there's been like better animated fight scenes, I think yours stands out because of how much style it has. And before we get to the cons, I just want to say I love the special thanks card at the end. I've had my wisdom teeth out. It's not fun. Now for the cons. The pacing seems a little fast throughout a lot of the film, and it works for the fight scene, but I just think for scenes where they're having like a conversation, it's like one line and then another line immediately after that. There's like no pauses in between. It just seems a little rushed, I guess is the word. And you might have noticed this, but a lot of the shots, especially those that take place in like dark areas, are pretty grainy. I won't dwell on that too much. Maybe you wanted it to look like that. I'm all for being different and trying new things. It was a really good film. I really liked it, and I'm not lying. So really good job, JohnDthunDer. Good work.
Alright guys, so those are the 2 episodes for the 3rd episode of Brick Wars. Definitely vote which one you prefer. I have a link below taking you to both videos, and then you have to go to the BrickUltra website to vote. Remember, comments will not count as a vote, so you have to go to the BrickUltra website. Thank you for TaylorPlacePro and BrickMachines for guest judging, and we'll see you next time for who moves on in the contest, and we'll have another guest judge next time.